This story starts in Lagos. My wife and I, we're doctors. We were heading out on a trip for work, but it was also for us. We joined a group of African doctors, all flying out of Lagos. The destination was Istanbul, Turkey, a place I had only seen in pictures. The energy at the airport was electric. Everyone was talking, getting ready for the long flight ahead. The flight was a red-eye on Turkish Airlines. You get on the plane when the city is going to sleep. The goal is to chase the morning sun across continents. I tried to get some sleep, leaning against the window. The flight felt endless, a long tube hurtling through the dark sky. We were tired, but the anticipation kept us going. Morning was coming, and with it, a new city. We landed in Istanbul. The moment the plane doors opened, the air changed. It was cool, crisp, a stark contrast to the familiar warmth of Lagos. We stepped out into the morning light. First task, get to the hotel, rest and reset. That first evening was special. It set the tone for the entire week. We were invited to a big group dinner. The location was a restaurant on Abdi İpekçi Street in Teşvikiye Mahallesi. The street was elegant, lined with fancy shops and glowing lights. The restaurant was buzzing with energy, soft music played, the air smelled of delicious food. We walked in, a group of 20 doctors from Lagos, welcomed with open arms. It was a moment of arrival. We were all seated at one long table. It stretched across the room. 20 people, 20 stories. 20 sets of hopes for the week ahead. My wife and I found our seats, surrounded by colleagues, our new friends. The table was covered in plates, mise as they call it, olives, cheeses, spreads, fresh bread. The lights were warm and golden, casting a soft glow on everyone's faces. At first it was about the flight, about how tired we were, but soon the talk shifted. Nigeria, families, our work. Laughter erupted. We pointed at dishes asking, "What's this?" We tried new things. The local food was incredible. Flavors we'd never experienced before. Each bite was a discovery. More than eating, a shared experience, breaking bread and building community. That dinner was a perfect welcome. It washed away the fatigue and replaced it with belonging. We weren't just visitors. We were guests, part of something. Looking around at all the smiles, the night ended with full stomachs and even fuller hearts. The next morning, our real work began. Day 2 was all about the training. We traveled to the Ivaklar facility. The room was quiet, organized, everything in its place. It was a professional environment designed for focus. We were there to learn new skills, to become better doctors. The instructors were experts. They spoke with clarity and passion. They showed us new tools, new materials, new techniques we could take back to our clinics in Nigeria. The morning was filled with presentations and demonstrations. We watched intently, taking notes, absorbing every detail. After the lectures, it was time for the hands-on part, what we were all waiting for. The teachers guided us step by step. We practiced what we had just learned. You feel the texture, the weight, you understand the process on a deeper level. It was challenging and rewarding and fun. There was camaraderie in the room. We'd look over at a neighbor's work, ask for help, offer a tip when we figured something out. The instructors were patient and supportive. It felt like a collaborative workshop. At the end, we stepped back. There was a sense of accomplishment. We had learned something new, something tangible. This was the core reason for our trip, to grow professionally, to make a difference for our patients back home. Leaving the training center that day, I felt energized. The work was demanding, fulfilling, and gave our trip a purpose beyond sightseeing. After a morning of intense focus, it was time to see the city. We left the training behind and stepped into the real Istanbul. We decided to take the metro. Osman Bey Station. The platform was busy, people rushing, trains arriving, trains departing. We hopped on a train heading towards Halis. The ride was an experience, clean, efficient, gliding through tunnels, a world away from the city above. Then, something amazing happened. The train emerged from the tunnel. Suddenly, we were no longer in the dark. We were on a bridge, the Halich Metro Bridge. On both sides, the city opened up before us. It was breathtaking. The Golden Horn glittered. Historic mosques and minarets dotted the skyline. Old stone buildings crowded the hillsides under a canvas of soft clouds. For a moment, everyone paused, mesmerized by the panorama. We got off at Hagia station, right in the middle of the bridge, and stepped onto the pedestrian walkway. The wind was gentle. The call to prayer, the distant hum of traffic, the cry of seagulls filled the air. We took out our phones to capture the moment, the view and each other smiling with Istanbul behind us. It felt like we were on top of the world. That bridge became special. Our first real wow in Istanbul. More than a crossing, it was a vantage point to appreciate the city's scale and beauty. Boats below, ancient skyline ahead. We stayed a long time just standing there in peace and wonder, connected to the heart of Istanbul. From the Hagia Bridge we decided to walk. No destination, just curiosity. We headed into the Fatih district. The streets became narrower, more crowded, more alive. This felt like the old Istanbul. People were everywhere. Vendors sold fresh-baked bread, simit from small carts. The smell was incredible. Men sat at tiny sidewalk tables drinking tea from tulip-shaped glasses. The energy was vibrant, chaotic, alive. We kept walking. Our path led us to Eminönü, a major hub by the water, overwhelming in the best way. Ferries and small boats docked at the pier. The air smelled of sea and grilled fish. We walked past the spice bazaar, cinnamon, cumin, saffron, a sensory overload for nose and eyes. The streets were a living storybook. Every corner revealed something new. Intricate stonework, overflowing produce, cats sleeping in sun, voices like music in a language we didn't know. Immersive, not confusing. We felt part of the scenery, walking on ancient cobblestones. This walk was a lesson, teaching us more than any guidebook, how people live, work, and interact. We felt the city's rhythm in our footsteps. Not about monuments, though we saw many. It was about the soul of the place, tiring for our feet, nourishing for our spirits. The best way to discover a city, get lost, one step at a time. In the afternoon, after hours of walking, we needed a break. That's when we stumbled upon it, a small ice cream shop on Bankacılar Street, Hagia. Turkish ice cream, dondurma, is famous, but we weren't prepared for the show. The seller was a performer. Mischievous grin, long metal paddle, snatching away, flipping, spinning the cone. We gathered around, laughing. My wife reached, he whisked it away with a grin. The ice cream was unlike anything I'd tasted, cold, sweet, dense, chewy. Finally, getting the cone felt like victory. We stood on the busy street, doctors from Nigeria, eating and smiling, simple joy in a small cup, pure, uncomplicated happiness, connected by laughter and sweetness. Not a grand sight, just a spontaneous street corner moment we'll cherish. Travel isn't only the big things, it's unexpected interactions, shared laughter, simple joys. That playful seller on Bankacılar gave us more than a snack. He gave us a memory we'll carry. Our days found a rhythm, mornings for Eva Klar, learning and growth, meeting other doctors and sharing cases. Afternoons and evenings were ours. We dedicated one to the old city, the heart of it all. We went to see the grand mosques, Sultanahmet, Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia. The scale is hard to describe. You feel small beside them. We took off our shoes and stepped onto a vast, soft carpet worn by centuries of worshippers. The air was cool and quiet. A feeling of reverence filled the space. We walked slowly, gazing up at massive domes, intricate tile work, flowing calligraphy, sunbeams dancing in dust, a sanctuary from the busy city outside. After, we found a small tea shop tucked in a side alley and sat at a tiny table. We ordered Turkish tea, strong and hot, with sugar cubes to sweeten, warming our hands as the air cooled. We simply watched the world go by. Locals hurrying home, tourists wide-eyed like us. Later we found a small family-run restaurant. Simple menu, authentic food. We tried dishes we couldn't pronounce. Warm spicy stews, grilled meats, fresh salads. We ate with our hands and with forks, enjoying every bite. Cheap meal, rich flavors. We talked about the day, what we saw, and life in Lagos as the streetlights turned on with a warm glow. Another perfect ending to another incredible day. No trip to Istanbul is complete without experiencing the Bosphorus Strait. On our fifth day, we chose the water. We boarded a public ferry, simple, filled with locals. As the boat pulled away, a cool breeze washed over us. It was refreshing. We stood on the open deck, faces turned toward the wind. The view was magnificent, like watching a movie of the city unfold. We saw grand palaces, modern skyscrapers, ancient fortresses. We sailed under massive bridges, marveling at their engineering. The skyline, endless hills and minarets looked even more impressive from the water. We took so many pictures, yet photos could never do it justice. Fishermen in small boats, huge container ships and ferries crisscrossed, water alive with activity. Seagulls chased our wake. The gentle rocking and steady hum were hypnotic, peaceful. Europe on one side, Asia on the other, the city straddling both. After the ride, we explored a local market, full of life. Fresh fish caught that morning, piles of fruits and vegetables, the air smelling of lemons and grilled fish. A friendly vendor offered a taste, sweet and juicy. We said, "Teşekkür ederim." He smiled back, another small kindness making us feel welcome in this incredible city. The last day always comes too fast. We packed, tucking away small gifts and souvenirs. Our temporary home was now just a room. We checked out, left our bags and had a few hours left. We would not waste them. We decided on one last walk to soak in the city again. We were drawn back to the Haliç Bridge, the place of our first wow. We stood on the same walkway. The view was still beautiful, the sky soft with late afternoon light. We stood in silence. It felt like coming full circle, gentle sadness and deep gratitude. This trip was more than expected, more than work, more than vacation, a story of connection, new skills learned at Ivoklar, knowledge we will carry through our careers, connections with people, our fellow Nigerian doctors, kind strangers, and with the city itself. Istanbul felt like a character, busy, historic, beautiful, welcoming. The food, the sounds, the lights. As we headed to the airport, our hearts were full of knowledge, new friendships, new memories, the ice cream, the bridge, the tea, the laughter. We left a small piece of our hearts in Istanbul and took a large piece of its magic with us. Maybe one day we will come back. We found our group again at Istanbul airport. Familiar faces gathered by the Turkish Airlines gate for the 3 p.m. flight to Lagos. The Lagos doctors, black coats, bright smiles, bags a little heavier, hearts a lot fuller. On the screen, Turkish Airlines to Lagos, Airbus A330-200. Boarding passes in hand, we took one last round of selfies. Boarding call. We flowed onto the jet bridge and settled into the cabin's soft hum. The A330 rolled, a brief pause, then the push. Istanbul dropped away. Minarets, water, light, becoming a memory. On the map screen, a gentle arc. Istanbul to Lagos. 6 hours suspended between everything we learned and everything we'll bring back. The sun drifted, clouds thinned, time folded, home drew nearer, night over Lagos. The lights spread like constellations we recognize by heart. Descent, flaps, touchdown 8:30 p.m. The brakes sang a familiar song. We taxied past signs that spoke our language. Murtala Muhammed International Airport. The doors opened, warm air met us. The scent of home. This journey ends with gratitude for the skills we'll carry and the friendships that will work beside us. We step into the terminal, into embraces, into tomorrow, homeward bound and ready.